Today, I want to talk about some basic recital information for One Step Ahead. This year, we're doing two performances. So we have one on Saturday, April 30th at 7 p.m., and the other is Sunday, May 1st at 2 o'clock p.m. Our first show, which is on Saturday, has an 11 a.m. call time, which means that all of the dancers need to be at Rogers High School in the auditorium by 11 o'clock. Not parking at 11 o'clock, not getting dropped off at 11 o'clock, but in your seat, ready to go by 11. On Sunday, same thing. Your call time, or the time that you have to be there by, is 12:30. So please make sure that you're getting there on time and that you are ready to go once you get there. Next thing I'm going to talk about are the really specific details that go into Saturday. Then we'll talk about Sunday. So on Saturday, like I just said, you've got to be there by 11 o'clock. Race for the Cure is earlier that morning, and it should be cleared out in front of Rogers High School by then, but you might want to give yourself a little extra time just in case things are still a little blocked off, or it might take you a little bit longer than you expect to get there. Because for every 1 minute that you're late, I'll take off 5 points from your score. Next thing you should do is bring your lunch or bring your food and snacks with you for the day. I'll serve you dinner later that night, but your lunch you can eat once you get to school. After you are dropped off or after you drive to rehearsals, remember that you are not allowed to leave school for any reason until after the show is over. I'm responsible for you, so it's very important that I know where you're at all times. So that means that you get to stay put at Rogers High School. If you need something brought to you, it's totally fine for a parent or friend to bring you food or bring you a costume piece that you leave at home, but you, for no reason, may leave once you get to school. Next thing, we'll go through the schedule here in a second, the tentative schedule for how everything needs to be broken down that day, but I need you in the auditorium at least 10 minutes before your rehearsal time. And the reason is because our schedule for Saturday is tentative, meaning that it probably will change. So I need you there early just in case I call you up on stage early. You'll have 10 minutes on stage, and the rehearsal starts right at 12 o'clock with our first number, which is second hour from RHS. They'll have 10 minutes, and in those 10 minutes, we'll run all of our formations. Then we'll run the dance once or twice, depending on how many times we need to run it. Then when they're done, we'll call the next group on stage. So the next group is a small group number, and then we just go number by number, performance by performance, until we get to 4 o'clock, which I'll talk about here in a second. Whenever you're getting ready in the dressing rooms, you need to make sure that you have all of your stuff in one area. I would bring a bag with you so that you can stuff all of your belongings in there so that they're not sprawled out across the room. Next thing is that you should not bring any valuables with you. So any favorite or really meaningful jewelry, rings, bracelets, earrings, all of that stuff needs to be left at home. Your cell phone, you might also want to leave either locked up in the car or leave it at home that day too. Because sometimes with this many people, things can get misplaced, things can grow legs and walk off. We just want to make sure that all of our stuff stays where we want it to. So if you have something really valuable, don't bring it to school. Next thing, after the dress rehearsal, so after we get through all of those numbers, we'll eat dinner. And I'm going to bring you pizza. So if pizza is not something that you want to eat or it's not good for your stomach, bring your own dinner. You should also bring your own drink, so water, lemonade, Coke, whatever is going to work well for you. And if you want snacks throughout the day, bring those as well. What I can't stress enough is do not eat in your costume. If you spill something on your costume, you're not going to be able to clean it up in time for the show that night. So you need either a robe or an oversized t-shirt, a button-up, something that you can put on over your costume so that as you eat, if you spill something, it's not the end of the world. At the end of the show, you cannot leave until the changing rooms are clean. So make sure that throughout the show and throughout the day on Saturday, you're keeping everything neat and tidy. Another thing is that you cannot leave your belongings at school overnight. That's just a safety thing, and we want to make sure that all of your belongings are there the next day when you come back to school. And then lastly, you should not be wearing your costumes or your performance clothes at any other time than during your performance. So if you pick up your costume early, do not wear it prior to the show. On Saturday night, once you're done with the show, do not wear your costume anywhere. It should only be worn on stage. Then we're going to break it down into Sunday and see what we need to remember on Sunday. There's something wrong with my screen. I'll be able to talk through it, I'm pretty sure. So this is the tentative schedule, which I just said sometimes things don't go just as we want them to. So be prepared for a little bit of change. Be prepared to be on stage or in the auditorium at least 10 minutes before your number. So you can see that at 11 o'clock, this is when we're getting ready for the show. You have from 11 a.m. until 12 noon to put on your hair, do your makeup, and get excited. So stretch, whatever it may be, before the show starts. After that, we'll start with A Little Party Never Killed Nobody, which actually the name of the song is All We Got, which is my second hour Theater Dance 1 class. After they're done, we move on to a small group number, and then we go Battle Scar, Sweater Weather, What If, all the way down until we get through the entire show. So it'll take a little bit of time to get there. But like I said, let's see if I can find the other slide. Nope, other way. Here we are. So this is what the full schedule looks like right here. You can snap or screenshot it if you want to be able to look at it later. See what time you're scheduled to go on stage, but remember that it's not necessarily set in stone. You'll see that at 4 o'clock, everyone should be on stage for bows. Hopefully, we can run it just a few times and we'll have it together and good to go. After that, we run the show start to finish, and that is called our final run-through. The show should be about an hour and a half. So from 4:15 until 5:45, that's what we'll be doing. You can't sit in the audience at that point in time. You can either watch the show from backstage or you can be waiting patiently for your cue to go on stage. After that, we've got dinner from 5:45 until 6:45. This is also your time to fix your makeup, stretch for the show that night, and then we'll do the show at 7 o'clock on the dot. On Sunday, the day is way easier. So your call time is 12:30, which means that's the latest that you can get to Rogers High School. You'll have an hour and a half on Sunday to do your hair, makeup, and stretch. The show will be at 2 o'clock. It shouldn't last past 3:30. And then after the show, you'll be able to turn in your costumes. So make sure that you sign off with me or whoever's in charge of taking costumes. And then you may go, but only when the changing rooms are totally clean. So again, just like Saturday, keep your stuff in a little area and make sure that you're cleaning throughout the day. Next thing is our checklist. So what all do we need to remember? You can also take a screenshot of this slide so that you can see how Sam, our wonderful, amazing makeup artist, did Hannah's makeup. So we want this dark area in the creases. We want eyeliner. We want dark eyebrows so that we can see them. We want dark lips. We want blush. We can have a little bit of shimmer. We want foundation, so a really smooth skin through foundation and powder. So all of those things look amazing. These are some of the basic things that I suggest you bring. A mirror, foundation and base or powder, pink blush, red lipstick, an eyebrow pencil, or you can use any sort of powder to put that on, light eyeshadow, for underneath the eyebrow and on the lid of the eye, dark eyeshadow for the crease of the eye, dark eyeliner, and dark mascara. For your hair, ponytail holders, bobby pins, hairspray, a brush, or comb, whatever you prefer. Then other things that I recommend are safety pins, because sometimes things fall apart when you least expect them to. Deodorant, because y'all will be doing a lot of sweating on Saturday, and a cover-up. So this is what I was saying earlier, that you can't wear performance clothes or shoes to or from the rehearsal. They need to only be worn whenever you're on stage. The last two slides are about class-specific costumes. So take a look, you can screenshot this one too, at what your class should be wearing and what you should bring with you. So this one is for Rogers High School, and then we'll move on to Rogers Heritage High School. If I'm missing anything, let me know, and I'll definitely put it on there. If y'all have any questions, you can email me or you can text me. I'll get those. You can Instagram message me. You can Snapchat me, and I will get it. My email is rps.k12.ar.us. Y'all know my Instagram is RPS Theater, spelled with an R-E. This is all one word. Dance. That's my Instagram. You can find me there. Snapchat, RHS Dancing Davis. All one word. And if all of those fail, you can always find me through Remind. Looking forward to this weekend.